Hey Ratbags, it's Jade today taking another look at Crosswind. This is a brand new survival MMO with a big pirate theme, of course. When this got announced, I gave it a good preview and I gotta admit maybe I over compared it a little bit to Atlas because quite frankly that's the last pirate MMO or style survival game I played and it filled me with such disappointment it's been abandoned. But this is a new game, so it's maybe time to treat it as such. And it's a good time to take a look as they've just revealed a new trailer celebrating their alpha release. They've got a bunch of content creators and a small amount of just regular players trying to give them feedback about the game. It's going on at the moment. It's going to last 4 weeks. You can go and request access on the Steam page. And you know what? From some of these trailers and some of the streams I've seen, it does look pretty good. So let's get into everything you need to know so far about Crosswind. So yeah, Crosswind is procedurally generated. You'll be doing the usual mechanics in survival of gathering, building and crafting, fighting other pirates, supernatural enemies and a variety of weird creatures. The game is PvE, but it does also have optional PvP. It's going to be a free-to-play game, which does sometimes set alarm bells ringing for me because of the MTX and stuff they add. But I'm hoping that a lot of this will be all just cosmetic in the future if they're going to obviously support the game with MTX. It's the one big thing that put me off playing Once Human with their kind of loot box nonsense or keys. So if this game can avoid that kind of mechanics, then I'm down to support it. And with that, it should be launching on mobile and consoles in the future too. So the actual mechanics of the game, they're saying the combat is kind of Souls-like, but with everything you would expect from a pirate survival MMO. Sailing the seas, taking on other pirates, finding islands and trying to steal other players' or people's treasures, while also taking on a variety of different bosses. The alpha's apparently got 30 to 40 hours worth of content, with 3 biomes with unique resources and bosses. It's going to have the survival gameplay, the building and crafting to get used to it. 3 ships as well as access to a merchant ship, and you'll be able to take part in ground and naval combat. They are also introducing some sort of a social hub. It's going to be Tortuga and it's basically an early prototype for them. So you can see other players, maybe group up together before setting sail. As you would expect, they're going to add a ton of stuff during its development. New biomes, 2 of them at least, more bosses. It seems like there's a boss at least with each biome. 3 new playable ships, another new merchant ship. They got better additions to that player hub, combat, crew and companion improvements, refined naval gameplay, ship progression and customization, which was something a lot of players wanted and really liked about Atlas, ship crew on deck, multiple endgame activities, improved character customization progression and a lot of tutorials and intros to help guide players. In the beginning days, you will be going ahead and doing the usual survival mechanics, chopping down a tree yourself, maybe cooking up some food and trying to get enough materials to make your first schooner or ship. But it does look like you will be able to have NPCs help you automate some of these tasks in the future if you can collect them or find them or recruit them. There's been a good few videos now showing the gameplay really in just nice, not completely super edited. And that's the problem I had with the first reveal trailer. It was showing gameplay, but it did feel like there was a lot of other jumps and stuff that made it seem like it was CGI. But nope, it's all pure gameplay here, taking on this boss who's apparently got access to a bunch of bombs and a giant club. I would say the combat does look a little bit one note in terms of just the moves that we're seeing, but you can see there's a big selection of guns at least and weapons. Looks like they're going for the free kind of food system that Valheim has maybe made even more popular in recent years, where it's going to give you some sort of buffs and keep you going. And you can see the health bar up top, as well as obviously the boss resistances with the shields and a minimap. So honestly, all really good stuff. Supposedly at the end of the year, it's going to be revealed as a brand new Assassin's Creed Black Flag remaster coming next year, but this might tide us over if it does release soon. And ultimately being able to play with your friends, take to the higher seas, take on other players or just simply go on adventure and build up your own fort sounds pretty decent too. They have got a pretty in-depth FAQs in a Discord where they've got literally questions from players and answers pinned, so go and check it out for sure. So I do recommend you go and join the official Discord. I'll try and leave a link in the comment section to check it out yourself. But a few things to note, it has been made in Unreal Engine 5. They haven't locked in exactly their free-to-play mechanics and monetization just yet, but they definitely want to add multiple story arcs around the base game, expanding the world, and seemingly adding maybe, like I spoke about earlier, vanity and convenience customization options. without affecting gameplay balance. That sounds pretty good to me. So in terms of PvE, they're saying you'll have your own world in story mode, where you'll fully control the progress, equipment and buildings. They understand it's frustrating to lose everything to PvP encounters, so this means you'll have a safe space. So basically, you'll have your own world where your friends can join you, a bunch of different islands and archipelagos to go and explore and take part in story kind of content. But then there'll be shared zones with PvE and PvP activities, and you can just decide what you want to do. So it sounds pretty good. You can keep your own home world completely private, you can invite some of your friends, and then when you're ready, go and step out to take part in more PvE activities, maybe bigger attempts at different bosses, or getting certain treasures from different zones and islands, or yeah, opt in to go and check out the PvP zones. So with the alpha, I think it is a case of going to the Tuga to meet other players, maybe make some trades with some NPCs, challenge other players to a duel, although that looks like something they're going to add in the future. And of course, yeah, like I said, other PvP zones on land as well as at sea. It's a hard balance to get right. Dune Awakening have had that problem. Literally only a few weeks after launching, I've now started to cater more to PvE players, even though a big focus of the lead up to the game was about getting resources in the end game. And the only way you was meant to do that really without lots more grind was taking part in the PvP areas. I actually think games like this should be PvP, not always on. I like the idea of having zones, but yeah, the idea that you would just play this without ever trying to take on other players seems a bit odd. It's a pirate game. You're meant to go and raid and fight other pirates and steal treasures. Earlier, they are going to have unlockable NPCs, but they're also mixing up a little bit in how you basically progress. They're not having a traditional XP system. Instead, you'll have the option to let an NPC crew help manage your base, craft items, gather resources, but if you want to do everything yourself, you can. Progression will tie into global activities such as raids, faction conflicts and side quests, allowing for multiple paths of advancement. You'll be able to go and ahead and upgrade your ships to add more speed, maneuverability, durability, firepower and cargo capacity and stuff. But your also crew will be able to be upgraded with unique skills, given equipment and specializations. To point out, although it's kind of influenced by Dark Souls with the combat, they are trying to make it accessible, with a big focus on melee combat rather than maybe just ranged. So about 70% of ground combat will be melee. Boss fights as you've seen from these clips, but mini bosses and a lot more raid mechanics maybe, with decent scaling. I mean, that all sounds pretty too good to be true. Obviously this is just the alpha and maybe some of this stuff isn't going to be there straight away or necessarily. And for players worried the survival mechanics won't be that deep, well, they are trying to make it streamlined. It's going to be more like Valheim maybe than something like Long Dark or maybe more hardcore. And it does seem like they're really going to lean into the NPCs helping you out gather things like water and materials and help you craft stuff. So hopefully it won't be a pain in the butt having to drink and eat every 2 seconds. This sounds pretty good. I'm going to obviously have to try and apply for the alpha so I can take part myself. There are a few other things going on in this kind of genre of MMO survival. Obviously Once Human still getting updates. Dune Awakening really popular at the moment, and Light of Materium, Horizon Forbidden West basically rip-off. So good time to be a fan of games like these. It sounds promising. I'm going to give it a fair shot and I'll let you know my opinion, and hopefully if I like it enough I might add it to the main content for a while. So let me know what you think about Crosswind, and yep, I'll keep you guys informed about the playtests and whether or not it's come to console or when it will come to console in the future. Until next time, Ratbags, I'll catch you later.